Welcome, fellow WN95HL members and other followers of the league. We're joining into the home stretch of the league season right now. We're racking in, I think, game 463 of 552. So we have only 89 games left. 89 games left, and for the hunt for the playoff spots, there's some spots being basically finalized over the next couple of games. Once they're played, they're basically locking in whether they're going to be top seed, out of the playoffs, wherever they're going to lie. This video is going to be pretty quick. I'm just going to give you guys a quick refresh of what's going on. The page you're looking at right now is our somewhat new homepage for the Google Sheet. So basically, you can click on a team, and it will drop you right on to where their team page is. And then there's going to be a little home arrow up here at the top. You can just click on that and bring you right back to the home page itself. There you go. So far, only Anaheim, Audubon, and I think Brantford are the only three teams that have an activation in so far for the script. But everybody else's team logos is going to have that for Season 2. It's going to roll over to your team page, so if you're looking for your schedule, it will be there. We're going to do the same thing for standings, power polls, playoff bracket awards, records, league leaders, player stats, team stats, history of the league, ROMs. So it'll give you a link to the Google Sheet to go get those ROMs. The box score is the same thing. Links. This is going to be another thing I'm going to cover quickly. League rules, the active goalies. So whoever the goalies are on your team or any other goalie that's actively playing in the season. Same thing for defense, forwards, available free agents. This will be for the expansion teams to look at or for teams to start peeking at, hey, you know what, there's a team available that's disbanding. Who I might have an opportunity to pick up in the offseason. And then draft results as well. These are all going to have quick links that you'll be able to click on them, and it'll bring you right to the tab, so you don't have to scroll through the tab to find where everything is, and everything will have a home page back, so you can scroll back to the main page here and then go for it. So we have two new teams that are going to be joining right now as of this moment. The Taipei Typhoons with Nathan Bell and his brother, I believe, Thunder Bay Pike for Sean Bell. Everybody's fully aware about the Binghamton Dusters. They're disbanded, so their team's already been applied to the free agent market. So basically the expansion teams can go in there and start researching who they want. Nipples is already aware that he's getting Stevie Y to add to his team as one of his free pickups for it because of his post-draft entry to the league and taking over the best of the worst and putting himself in a playoff spot is quite impressive. And his gameplay, imagine if he's got some talented players on his team, he might be a dangerous force for Season 2. Some sad news, Aftershock is not going to be playing in Season 2. He will be still around in some capacity. It's just that he has a work schedule like no other, works 7 days in a row, double shifts, everything like that. The guy's a grinder, and he still has the help and the good feeling of his vibe into the league by helping everybody to get set up with port forwarding, with any kind of RetroArch setups, anything that he needs, he helps everybody in the league to get going. He's taught me, he's taught a number of you that are out there that know what's going on, and I think we're going to end up creating the Gentleman's Award. It's going to be called the Aftershock Award. So, I think it's pretty much a hands down, in my opinion, he deserves that award, but everybody else is allowed to give their opinion, but that's my vote right now. So everyone, you're going to start having to put your votes in. Who do you think the Gentleman's Award should be given to the best GM? And we have already only two teams right now that are relocating since everybody convinced the Sunnyvale Shithawks to stay around for another season. I believe it had to do something with bales of weed in the walls and tearing out all his furniture and everything like that and making a hockey rink in it. But I think the local Canadians Border Patrol came up and noticed that weed was in there and confiscated the rink. However, there was a new place that was found. I believe it was somewhere in J-Rock's crib, but we might have to find out and get confirmation. He has underneath his trailer some space, but we don't know if it's enough space for everyone to skate. Also we have the Troy Hill Shockers are going to be coming in. Troy Hill Teabaggers have now been retired, and we have the Charleston Chiefs. This is still tentative, but I believe the Minnesota Maximals with Sammy Smith is relocating to the Charleston Chiefs. So if anyone is looking to change your team, changing your logos, changing anything about your team that you would like to do, please go ahead and do it. Let me know about it, and we can basically have that happen for Season 2. Season 2's ROM will consist of consistent jerseys. White for homes, darks for away. No one's getting an exception of say, oh, I want my darks for my home. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to swallow that one and put it as your road jersey. We're going to do some modifications into the ROM, so it's going to look a little bit user-friendly and more in a sense that's going to be more visually appealing. Some of the screens in the background I've noticed that just look very blah, very 95. Not a bad thing, but maybe we can bring in some new characteristics. Maybe in the main menu have the championship team's logo at the back or something. I don't know. We're gonna try to figure something out and have it look really good. So this page here is going to be basically your navigation. We're still going to have our website. It's just I'm going to dumb it down a little bit more so that it has a little bit more just like, hey, if somebody wants to know about the league, they can join the league. It's not going to have all our stats. It's not going to have all that stuff on the go. This Google Sheet's been basically our home for the whole season so far. Let's keep it going to that manner because I just see everyone's names pop in. They feel more comfortable with it. They don't have to be on a website, whatever it may be. I'm going to make this Google Sheet available offline, so that means that you don't even have to have data or your internet running to access the file. So that's another option too that might be available, which I've already done it for myself and it works great. So our next tab here is going to be sign up for Season 2. Some guys have been starting to put their comments in. Some guys have been saying what they're wanting to do, what should be improved in the league. I think this is going to be a great way for everyone to kind of give their opinion of what's going on. Also reasons why they're not going to come back, which is all positive. It's the first season that's ever happened like this for NHL 95, to this capacity at least. There's been tournaments all around the world. There's been big tournaments. There's been small tournaments, people playing in their garage basements, the back of the pickup truck, and something I just noticed at tailgate parties. But the Minnesota boys did something good for everybody, and maybe G-Lock might be able to open up his backyard for some future events. Basically the thing we're going to do is this is just for Season 2, just so everybody can kind of give their opinions instead of me bothering them, say, hey, are you good for Season 2? Just come in here, fill in your information. If you don't want to play anymore, I understand. I respect the decision. Everyone's got things that come up. Leviathan had a lot of stuff that went on. Einstein had some crazy things that I think I heard of. One was a flood. There was wedding stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. The guy's life has been turned upside down. And then you throw in the dark side of WN95HL into it. And you're just like, damn, I just want to be able to play some games, but there's just too much going on. Don't worry about it. I never let anybody kind of fall to the wayside just because everyone's harassing them to play. Hey, things come in the way, we adjust, we coordinate, and we try to be respectful to everybody else's personal life. So the next one is going to be links. This is going to be something just simple. If anybody's got a Twitch feed, a YouTube channel, a website, in whatever capacity it is that you want to be able to have everyone be aware of, and this is just something to help everybody in the league to get a little bit more promotion to their league, to our league, as well as to their own feed. Hines wants to host some of the playoff series in the finals. King Raph might do the same thing. Some other guys are like, hey, you know what? I got a Twitch feed too. And everyone's like, wow, I didn't even know you had one. Okay, let's find out. The next thing you know, we're going to have everybody's going to be able to host games. Everyone's going to make videos, which is a little point of asterisk on it is basically we're going to be creating some highlight videos. I've already talked with Sammy Smith. He's got a lot of YouTube videos, not YouTube, but Twitch videos that have from our season, and I'm going to take some of the best goals and create top 5 weekly or best goals or biggest hits or greatest comebacks, whatever we're going to come up with. If everybody wants to start using a Twitch account to record their games, it'd be great because then we can start adding more material to the league. So our next one is going to be records hasn't changed. Season recaps, this is going to be something different. I'm going to bring something in here that's just going to let everybody kind of see a quick recap of what happened in the previous season. We're going to have basically all the award winners, the playoff breakdown, the all-star game, and then we're going to also have down here maybe just a quick snapshot of like top scorers from each team, top goalie from each team, and all the records. Just kind of like you could see it all on one page. You don't have to go scrolling through everything. Standings, it's going to get a little bit of a refresh. Now you can see actually some color in the games played. Red being the darkest is the lowest amount of games played, all the way up to our greens who have played the most. So you can kind of get to see how the league's basically funneling through. And this is going to get refreshed for season 2 as well. We're going to have a little bit more consistency. There's only going to be 2 divisions, so 2 conferences, 2 divisions. Conn Smythe and Art Ross, it'll become the Bruley, and the West, Stanley and Hart, will become the Prospect. It's nothing saying that, oh, just because you're in the Prospect Conference, you're automatically allocated to the Prospect Cup. That's not the case. This just so that we have 2 conferences. There's no more complaining and saying, oh, well, he's number 1 in the East, he's number 1 in the West. We're going top 8 each side. That's it, point final. But the only spin-off on this, whoever the top 2 teams at the end of the regular season in, say, the newly minted Prospect Cup division or the Prospect Conference, will move up to the Bruley Conference. And the 2 bottom teams in the Bruley Conference will drop down to the Prospect. So it always gives somebody a new cycle in their conference, some new competition, some new blood. And if you're an expansion team, it's not a knock on you. You start automatically in the Prospect Cup. Prove your mettle to everybody else in the league that you deserve to move up. And it'll give everybody a little bit more competition to the sense of, hey, I'm more of a rec player. I don't want to be competing with guys that are basically play all the time. The Sunnyvale Shithawks, the Highland Wolf, Pensacola Ice Flyers, with Kaloran Hyde, Orlando Cyclones, my own team. Guys want to play? We can have a conference just for guys that play, but you still have the 2 games against everybody. But at least then you can say, you know what, I got a little bit of better understanding of how my conference is going to roll out based on who I'm playing, who I have to get for jockeying position, and I can create some more rivals. I just found one. I got the Taipei Typhoons, who is Nathan Bell. He's coming in. I think I just got my own like-alike rival with like the Pensacola Ice Flyers and the Hartford Hot Jets. You got aviation. We got weather fronts. So moving along, our power pools. There's been some guys asking, what the hell is the power pools? What is it like? Why does it look like this? Why is my ranking lower than somebody else's? This power polls is based strictly on your performance. Everyone's complaining, oh, why am I ranked lower than somebody else? Well, if you got blown out 5 or 6 times in a row, your power rating is going to go down. You're not as strong as everybody's perceived you to be because you got blown out 5 games in a row. But then if you blow somebody out 3-4 games in a row, your rating number will increase. Everyone can see who the teams are at the top are teams that are more predominantly winning more often than losing. But you got guys like G-Lock, who's basically, he started the season poor, and he's been on a rabid freaking course rate lately. He's been hot. And then you got another guy, Nipples. At the beginning, his number, it doesn't do him justice, but it kind of reflects more of what his record is. But it's maybe the goal differential. But also when I originally set this up, it was based on where you were at the time of the standings. So I created a rating based on that. And then basically your performance since then has created this difference. So say for an example, let's just use right here, the forecast. It's forecasted, basically the home margin, because I figured out that the home team wins at least 55 to 60% more often than the away team. So by doing that, there's a slight home edge, but of only 0.16. But the home margin, it shows you here, hey, Teabags, his home margin was 5.16. If I increase this slightly, it just still stays 5. But that doesn't matter. But at the same time too, here, Pitt Intramurals, they were 0.41 negative. There's your 0.41, and then there's a home advantage as well. So basically these numbers here, and this is a spread error, it's basically calculating a good way to be able to see how strong is your team. It's not saying that you're a bad team. It's just saying that the home margin basically indicates it's supposed to be a 0. That means that you tied the game and you were at home. So if you were a 1, because you got your home margin, you won by 1 at home. So that's the only thing. The forecast is that you were supposed to lose by almost 1, but you actually won by 1. And then you see the next one here. The home margin was 5. I was supposed to have been by 1. The margin difference is a percentage. It's a calculation you can see right here. It's a power of. So don't worry about it so much. This information here is just more for the schedule, which will be more visible for the season moving forward. If people are like, I just want to see the schedule matchups. I'm going to create some little fun things inside the schedule for next season, maybe rivalry games, just to kind of set up little icons like finals, rematch, stuff like that. There's going to be some interesting aspects to it. But these things here, here's your power rankings as well. So now if you do this, basically it's just the ranking. But now you can see that I've dropped in the rankings. Mike Vick EBC, he's moved up once. And you got your change right here. Then you got like Dinkelberg. He fell down by 4. He lost 3 or 4 games in a row. Some of them were by shutouts. I think Mike Vick EBC beat him 4-0 and 6-0. And then he went down. And then I said, like with G-Lock, he's gone up by 2. And then basically these numbers will change from week to week. And then we're going to basically have your previous rank from the week prior. So here, he was previously ranked 16, now he's 20. His number is going to continuously to change. And at the end of the season, this will be your power rating starting season 2. So you can improve this number. And then we're going to keep track of these numbers and seeing how everybody progresses throughout the league. And I'm noticing that this video is going a lot longer than I thought. Playoffs, this hasn't changed. It's based on perspective. I already put a picture out there to show you how it works. Kaloran and Hines, automatically number 1 in the West. Don't worry about where you're ranked or, oh, why is he ranked number 1 in the West? Who cares if he's ranked number 9 in the West, which would be the Prospect Cup. However, if you're ranked number 5, make it your goal to beat him. Make it your goal to get there. Why do you think the Montreal Canadiens went to the Stanley Cup? Everybody thought they were going to get blanked by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, they beat them in 7. Oh, they're going to lose to the Jets. Oh, they beat the Jets in a sweep. Oh, they can't beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, they beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-2. And then everybody's going to say, oh, well, there was a reason for it. Well, everybody's going to have a reason to why he's ranked number 1. Oh, why he was in a weaker division. Doesn't matter. He could have been in the other division. He could have been ranked number 6, and you say he goes on a tearing run like Montreal did. It doesn't matter what your ranking is. Get to the dance and show them how you can dance. Who cares about what your ranking is? Start worrying about yourself instead of worrying about other teams. If you're worrying about your other teams ahead of you, you should be worrying about where you are. You might be a bubble team, not making the playoffs, and then you can go dance with the prospect and win the number 1 overall. Or you might get blanked out by a team that's worse than you. So don't get ahead of yourself, please. Awards, we're going to pop one in here, and I'm going to do it right now. I don't care what everyone's going to say about it, but I'm going to do it. And I think just because of this, and it's in light of it, Aftershocks Cup. That's what we're going to call it. And I think a whiskey glass for the poor gentleman who has to work all the time. He's getting that new designation. Maybe some of these awards we might change later on down the road, but I think that's a justifiable one. Moving over to league leaders. These are now officially automated. No more waiting around. Hey, where's my box score? Has the league leaders board been updated? Yes, it has. It's all updated. It's all active. You go in. I changed the box score. These ratings move. Peter Kleeman had 60 goals yesterday. I got 2 games from Gambini, from him and King Raff. He says it was a game missed. I went and looked. Yes, those games were missing. I added them. He's up to 62 points. He's climbing up the rankings as well in points. Benoit Hogue had a 4-assist game. Now he's up into the assist leaders. So these things will all be updating automatically if you're wondering. I've also got team stats in here, and you know who the coach is as well. So we got goals per game, shots percentage, who's got the best power play, who's got the best penalty kill, who's got the most hits in the league, and who's got the most penalized team in the league. You're going to have all these stats moving forward. We're going to have a couple more. We're going to have body checks in Season 2. Player stats tab remains the same once it loads. There you go. And these are all the stats here. These have some formulas in it. I'd be able to sort all this data over here on the left and basically cleans it up. But since I don't want anyone playing around with my stuff in here because that will mess it up for everybody else's experience, we're going to hide this stuff. But I'm just showing it so that you guys know that it's there. And then team stats, exact same thing. I did the power rankings over here. I got a little thing, but then it's over here. And then you can see who's got points. I don't know why this is showing 91 for some reason, which he shouldn't have 91 points, which is very, very odd. G3, my apologies, everybody. This is times 2, which is fine, plus this, plus that. So I don't know why it's showing 91. Actually, 1 minute here, we'll change that. 65, there we go. See, sometimes I catch mistakes. Hey, you know what? I'm not perfect. There's gonna be things I'm gonna have to fix sometimes, and there's things I'm gonna miss. I'm sorry. I'm only human. Then we got our forwards. We've already talked about these before. Our forwards, our defense, our goalies. But now I've added some colors so we know what season we're in. We're in 95. I'm going to put green here when we're in 96, so on and so forth. So that everybody knows, hey, I'm looking for this guy's rating. You can find it here. Same thing with defense and goalies. And just to give you guys all a little tidbit, so we're in season 95 here of the free agents. You're going to see ones that are going to have blue here at the bottom. This is teams that become disbanded, and we're looking, or green actually, disbanded that are now available. This is from Benetton Dusters. So if anybody's looking around for players, hey, I need a new player to come in, there's players here, but you're going to have to wait for the expansion teams to make their selections. The draft, same thing. Then Anaheim. These tabs here, don't look at them unless like King Raph's thing looks different from this one. But this is the template we're going to be using going forward. I'm playing around to see what best lays out, what best works, everything like that. So this is the one because it has the little home button to return back to the beginning. It's going to be like that for everybody else. If there's an X, the guy's out of the league or his games have been completed, which I have to update some of these as well. And then we move along. Thunder Bay, the new team. These are all the stuff for season 2, which I'm going to be updating. This is all raw data. I'm going to protect this now before one of you guys go in there and start playing around with it. But this is basically so I can pull stuff automatically for charts, stuff for filtering, stuff to be able to maybe some new information as well for older seasons where I can go like this. It'll load and it'll pull up the teams and we can pull it up. So filtering stuff if you're looking for old information. So based on that stuff, I think a lot of the time, a lot of these information that I'm putting out here is very helpful, but at the same time too, I just want guys to be able to have fun. I know life gets in the way. I know a lot of guys complain about details, but at the end of the day, we're all here to have fun. We're all here to be competitive, get some bragging rights. It's all fun and dandy. So I just want you guys to be respectful about everybody else's personal life as well if there's stuff that comes up. I know that everybody wants to play. I do too. I'm out of game, so I gotta wait. But at the same time too, let's like motivate guys. Let's be positive and let's make this league one of the best out there. So I'm your host, Ultra Magnus. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll be in touch with you guys next week with the next video. Stay easy and keep it live with WN95HL.